I have literally just got in from being at Blackpool Pleasure Beach today for Nick Land and Wallace Gromit, did a Launchpad update, did a closed season update, and some massive news has dropped. I don't know who has come across this, but it was Scott from Your Experience Guide on his Facebook page and Facebook group who posted this, that it had been spotted on the website this evening basically, and it comes with a lengthy statement involving some ride closures and sort of teasing the future. I haven't read it all yet because I've literally been on the go. Like, I went from Pleasure Beach to food to getting my granddad's food. When I tell you I'm busy, I mean it. So yeah, I've just got back from that, so I haven't had a chance to read the whole statement. I know it involves some ride closures, and I know it mentions some rides that are currently SPNO. So shall I read this on camera for my first time and maybe your first time? And let's react to it. So this can basically be found on the Pleasure Beach website under where the planned maintenance and closures are, which you can check if you're planning a visit, basically if a ride is going to be down for maintenance during your visit. Basically, I think a lot of parks do this now. Became a thing a couple of years ago where it's pretty common. So I'll read it out, then I'll go through it bit by bit and give my thoughts on what I think it could mean for the future. 2025 at Pleasure Beach Resort is an exciting year, but it's also a transformation period for us. We announced last year that we are focused on our evolution. That means constantly moving forward, reviewing our offering and reinvesting, all whilst holding on to those things that make us special. And we can't wait to show you how some of that evolution will look. Last year saw the closure of Ice Blast, and we're thrilled to be unveiling its rebirth as Launchpad. Launchpad promises to be more thrilling, immersive and dynamic than ever as riders shoot to the clouds at high speed, and we're confident that once you've ridden it, you'll agree that its temporary downtime was worth the wait. In a similar way, this year we've made the decision to close some of our smaller, less popular rides during the 2025 season. Eddie Stobart Convoy, Alpine Rally, Thompson Carousel, which didn't even open at all during 2024 I don't think, Gallopers and Red Arrow Skyforce. The smaller rides were already being run on reduced opening times, and our rider data showed that they have some of our lowest throughput, while Skyforce is 10 years old this year. After a great deal of thought, it was clear to us that the right decision is to make changes which will allow us to reinvest into a bigger and better future. We'll be sharing more on that future very soon, and we can promise there's a lot to look forward to. Before we do though, there are a few things we wanted to mention here to whet your appetite. We've seen lots of conversation online surrounding the new Vengeance Most Vile film, and we love it as much as you do. Stay tuned. It's also a special year for Grand National as she approaches her 90th birthday. As a much older ride, Grand National is in need of extra care to keep her running at her best. So ahead of her birthday, we need to carry out some essential maintenance. The nature of this maintenance, coupled with her age, meant it wasn't possible to do during the closed season, and she will have a short period of downtime. Please rest assured, our teams are working really hard and she'll be opening as soon as possible, so there will be plenty of opportunity to ride Grand National this year. Lastly, we know lots of you have been asking questions about river caves, and we can confirm that we'll have an exciting announcement on our plans for this ride very soon. I reckon opening day. I love this bit. We know this information sounds vague, and that's because we have plans to formally announce our bigger pieces of news with a bang. However, we've seen lots of questions and rumours, so we wanted to be transparent about the closures and reassure you that great things are coming to Pleasure Beach Resort in 2025 and beyond. Watch this space. There we have it then. I'll start from the bottom and then go to the top and work my way down, because transparency is a thing that Pleasure Beach have been getting a bit of stick for these last couple of years. Everyone's been like, oh, they don't announce things, they're hiding everything, they're not transparent, which I suppose to an extent is true. Ice Blast, we didn't know it was going to close until we saw it closed on opening day. Obviously River Caves closed. Red Arrow Skyforce yes, it's been announced now, but when we rode Skyforce for our last time, we didn't know that it was going to be our last time, if that makes sense. And the same can be said about Eddie Stobart, Alpine Rally, and the Thompson Carousel, and the Gallopers as well. So that transparency is nice, it's refreshing. I think it's just great to keep your fans in the know of what's going on, if they know, because I know obviously they're not always going to know what's going on. Things happen, of course. When they have these plans to redevelop rides and everyone's out here speculating that they're never going to come back, I think announcing the plans to redevelop these rides will not do any harm. So it's nice to see that transparency from the park. Let's go to the top then. The transformation thing, like I've said that all along. I don't really know. I don't think I've said it much on camera, but I've definitely said it to friends when we've been talking about the park a lot. Like, it may come across like things aren't going super well at the park at the moment with all these SB&O rides and stuff, but with the rebrand, I genuinely thought it would be like a transformation, as they've said. Fingers crossed. I end up being proven right, but it will take time. Ice Blast, it'll be worth the wait, but let's move on to these ride closures that have been announced. Eddie Stobart, Alpine Rally, Thompson Carousel, Gallopers and Red Arrow Skyforce look to be saying goodbye to the park's lineup and being a part of it. Apart from one of them, they are only toddlers rides, and they've said this themselves, like these are the rides that are not as popular. Love it or hate it, the whole intention behind this e-ticket system where you have to scan your photo on every ride is to collect that data of how many people are going on each ride and how often. So they've obviously looked over these numbers. Right, these rides, no one's going on them and they're costing a fortune to run, so let's get rid. It's literally just getting rid of Deadwood. As unfortunate as it is to be saying goodbye to a ride, especially when obviously we're used to them priding themselves on being the most ride intensive amusement park in the country or in the world. I can't remember which one they branded themselves as, but I don't even think they're trying to be that anymore. With this whole resort rebrand, I don't think they're as bothered about being ride intensive as they used to be. Which, if it means the quality of the existing rides improves, then that's not a bad thing. So 4 out of 5 of these ride closures are toddlers rides, 2 of them are carousels. Does seem to be taken away from the sort of things you can do with like a little one. But did they ever get queues? Alpine Rally and the Thompson Carousel were SB&O, I swear, for the entire of 2024. I don't think they opened at all, to be honest. What confuses me the most about them is that they had a new sign done for them literally like 2 years ago, if that. So that was a waste. But at least we've still got the new Avalanche sign that came with it. So overall, with those toddlers rides, as I said, it's literally just getting rid of Deadwood. If no one's going on them, why keep them open? They'd only operate for 2 hours in a day sometimes anyway, last season on rotation, so I think the Gallopers would operate from 12 in the afternoon till 2 o'clock, and then the operator who is on Gallopers would then move over to Eddie Stobart and operate that ride from 2 o'clock till 4, and they never really got queues, and the cycles probably never got filled. Red Arrow Skyforce, on the other hand, that's a thrill ride gone. I'm gutted I'm never going to beat my record. I equalled it like twice this season. 49. Let me know in the comments, what was your record amount of spins on Red Arrow Skyforce? Mine was 49. I equalled it. I was going to beat it, and then the ride cycle stopped this summer. So I'm never going to reach that 50 mark. I'm going to have to go abroad somewhere that has a Gerstlauer Skyfly and try and beat the record there, but it's not happening in Blackpool. It's a shame, but like I said, like they said, not that many people went on it. I mean, if it had a queue, chances were it was because it was a low throughput ride. It only had 12 seats, so it's not good throughput at all. And it's a bit out of the way. Like, you can go to Pleasure Beach and not walk past that ride unless you go to Burger King. Moving on then, they mention the new Wallace and Gromit film, which was shown on TV on Christmas Day in 2024, Vengeance Most Foul. Really good film. Obviously, I mentioned this in my Coming to Pleasure Beach in 2024 video. They have a Wallace and Gromit ride, and they are probably going to be expected to add new scenes. Whether they will or not, different matter. But it's looking like here they are going to add them eventually. I mean, Wallace and Gromit is open now as part of the half-term event. I hope it opens on the 1st of March. If it doesn't, we know why. But it's not going to be this season. We're not going to be seeing Norbots in that ride in 2025. 2026, maybe. This one's a bit bittersweet. Grand National is 90. Those of you who watch the channel a lot will know I absolutely love Grand National. It's the smooth wooden roller coaster. Love it. I get scared every winter that it's gonna be removed. It's one of my favourite rides. I wasn't an enthusiast in 2013 to the point where I was going to Pleasure Beach every week like I am now. But I'm pretty sure that Big Dipper had a 90th birthday party, like the 100th birthday party a couple of years ago. There's talking about Grand National as if they're about to hold an event. However, the sad news about this, the bitter part of it, is that Grand National will be opening late in 2025. I don't think they know how late, they haven't stated it. It's probably just a matter of when it's ready. The thing is though, I don't care. I just appreciate that they are spending the time, money and attention on keeping that thing going. Because I love it. So it probably is a difficult ride to maintain and keep going. Because it is turning 90. I'm just glad they are doing that, really. Wonder if they'll do something to the braking system that will allow it to run 4 trains again. As I mentioned earlier, the park have taken some stick for being silent, especially on the matter of River Caves, which operated for 1 day in 2024 and then it was closed for the rest of the season. Must have been completely out of the park's control. However, for the first time, they have spoken on this matter, and they say that they have an exciting announcement on the plans for this ride very, very soon. The speculation and what is more likely to happen now is that it's going to get reimagined, get the Valhalla treatment. Hopefully that doesn't mean it's going to be out for 3 years now, but it's going to get a full freshen up, which it's an absolute classic at Pleasure Beach. A lot couldn't imagine that park without it, so it's another one of them. It's an old ride. It's costing a fortune to maintain, but they're doing it because it's a classic. Looks like it's getting the Valhalla treatment and it's going to come back fresh. Fingers crossed. And that's it. Made it to the bottom. I spoke about the whole vague thing earlier where they said that they are going to announce things with a bang. 5 rides are closing. However, as they've said, they are rides that are not that popular. Dodgems isn't mentioned in this actually, I've just noticed. I completely forgot about the Dodgems whilst reading this, but that closed last year and the cars still aren't on the ride. It's not included in that list of rides that are going to be closed throughout 2025 and potentially forever. So is Dodgems returning? It did get a queue sometimes, Dodgems, not gonna lie. But back on to what I was saying, those are rides that are just not that popular. They've looked over the numbers of how many e-tickets have been scanned on each ride at the end of last season and gone, no one's going on these things, let's just close them, save the running costs and reinvest it into things that people will actually ride. Grand Prix was removed last year for a new attraction, and I reckon this statement is hinting towards something to do with that. They say they've got announcements planned, a new attraction is supposed to be going on that land, so we're just gonna have to be patient, really. And also, River Caves is coming back. I don't think it'll be this year, but I reckon, I said whilst I was reading it, didn't I? I reckon they might announce something on opening day. They did last year with Grand Prix, so that would be pretty cool. That made my day when that happened last year. I'm really, really excited to see the outcome of all this. This is a transformation period for it, as they've said. We've got Launchpad to look forward to this year, potential River Caves announcements, hopefully a gyro swing, hopefully a coaster within the next decade, and just general maintenance across the park, which is the norm really. I'm going to end it there before I ramble on all night because I don't know when I'm going to upload this video. I've just uploaded a Launchpad update, so go and check that out, and I filmed a closed season update from Pleasure Beach today, which at this moment in time I genuinely don't know which one I'm going to upload first. I always try to get videos like this online as soon as possible before they get outdated and stuff, but sit down videos always take forever to edit. So as I said, I don't know what I'm doing because the closed season update won't take that long to edit, whereas this will. So there's me being transparent. I don't have a clue what order I'm uploading these videos, but I absolutely love making them, so I am not complaining in the slightest. I've got a load of editing to do, so I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think about this news, the ride closures, whether you're excited for River Caves and other announcements that they're hinting towards. Go and check out my other 3 videos that I've filmed today when they're all online. I really appreciate the support. I'll see you in the next video, whenever that will be.